Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to today's video where I'm taking the contents of these two boxes and turning them into the newest eyeshadow palette in my collection. Recently I bought the Mel's Memory Bundle of shadows from Sydney Grace, and in today's video I'm going to be unboxing everything and assembling it into a palette to add to my collection. If you'd like to see that, don't go anywhere. If you're new here, hello, my name is Rachel. I like eyeshadow, especially colorful eyeshadow. I do upload several videos a week, so this is a fun place to be if you're interested in that sort of thing. Now without further ado, let's get going with this video. In case you guys are curious, I did film today's eyeshadow look, but it's not live on my channel yet. This is look number 2 from the week of Christmas Eve palettes. I'm doing a whole week of videos dedicated to the Udenzai Christmas Eve palette. That's going live in December. So I'll link the week of playlist down below for you, but it's probably not live yet by the time you're seeing this video. Anyway, I do want to talk a little bit about the Mel Thompson Bundle from Sydney Grace. Mel Thompson was a very popular content creator here on YouTube. She passed away, I think, 2 years ago, most unexpectedly, and before she passed away, she really loved Sydney Grace and some of the higher end makeup. Now, at the time that she created this collection of shadows, Natasha Denona had created I think it was the Glam palette? Hey guys, I'm sorry, I'm not that familiar with Natasha Denona and I mixed up the names. She made the Mini Retro first. That was the 5-pan which inspired Mel, and then later on she created the Retro Glam, which is where I got Glam. I don't think the names make that much sense. There's nothing about this palette which makes me think of retro. Anyway, that's where I got the word Glam, and I'm sorry for the confusion. I definitely should have confirmed before I filmed. It was the one that was sort of a sage and pink color story, but it was the mini. It was just 5 pans. And Mel, among many other people, really wanted the brand to create a larger palette with that same color story. And she basically just got tired of waiting. So Mel took a whole bunch of Sydney Grace singles and put them together in a coordinating color story that matched the mini palette from Natasha Denona. She shared it on her Instagram, and then people loved it so much, so she made a whole video about it. I'll link that down below in the description box as well. She made a whole video talking about the colors that she had picked and why. Then she did several tutorials on her channel using that bundle. Well, after Mel passed away, Natasha Denona did eventually come out with a larger version of their mini palette, and it was extremely close to Mel's original design. Now, I personally really like the Sydney Grace formula, and I've been wanting the Mel's Memory Bundle for quite a while, but it's kind of expensive. It's like a $60 bundle of eyeshadows because it's great quality, and that's outside of my price point. However, recently they had a sale, and I got it for under 40 bucks including shipping. That's the lowest I had ever seen it, and I thought now's my chance to grab this. So today's video is all about unboxing the shadows and laying them out in a palette so that I can use my beautiful new Sydney Grace shadows. Let's go. Alright guys, so here we go. I'm really excited about this. I've wanted this bundle for a while. Let me quickly tell you what I have right here. And you can see over here I've got the website pulled up so I can see exactly the way that Mel laid it out in her picture. And then we'll get going with unboxing and assembling into the magnetic palette. These are the two boxes that the individual shadows came in. There are 10 per box, and this is how they're packaged. It's actually quite nice. None of the outer packaging sleeves have the names on them, but when you open up the package, then the name is on the inside here, on the back of the pan, and that's the color. So we're gonna unbox those, and then I'll be putting them into this palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I had asked on my on a community tab if you guys could recommend palettes to me, and it was actually really hard to find any palette at all that would house 20 shadows without having a lot of extra. Most palettes would hold 18, but then there were a few extra outliers, or would hold a large amount of shadows, and I have no other singles. And then when I did find palettes that would house 20 to 28 shadows, they were usually really poorly reviewed, so it took me a bit of searching to find one that wasn't too large, but was large enough, and was decently reviewed. Now, one of you, or two of you actually, recommended the MT Magnetic palettes from Anastasia Beverly Hills. They came in, I think, 5 or 6 different color options. This is the pink one. I wanted something that most well represented the general color scheme of the Mel's Memory Bundle. Now, you guys said that this was a decent palette. This was only $10, and then shipping was $4. So if you look inside, there's no mirror, which is perfectly fine with me, and there's a really sturdy magnet on the bottom. Actually, it's pretty considerable. It's a quality feeling palette, and while I'm not a big fan of glitter, this does not come off my fingers, so that is a point in its favor. I ordered the pink one, as you can see, And now let's just dive into these shadows. I wanted to describe for you the color of the shadow as I pulled each one out, but it's not, it would take too much navigating on the website and I don't have that much time. So I'll probably try to find the description and just put it up on screen as I come across each shadow. So this is Aim High, and it looks like, looking at the picture, I think Aim High is going to be down here. This one is called Moon Landing. This is a matte. And let's see, Moon Landing goes here next to Aim High, I think. This one is called San Jose. And according to the picture, it looks like it goes, I think right up here. Or possibly down here. I'm not totally sure on that one. We will see as we go. Here is Relax. And it looks like, oh, let's see. I think this one goes down here. In the picture on the website, it looks a little bit more warm toned. This one is a bit cooler toned, which I'm fine with actually because I prefer cool tones in general. Here's Turtle Bay. This one I'm guessing goes over here. I'm just loosely laying this out for now. Once I'm confident that I've got them in the right order, then I will tweak it a bit. Here is Vanguard. This one I think this one actually goes here. This one's called Golden Rose. Beautiful pink shimmer. And that one definitely goes down there. And then here we have Commission. Oh, this is the goldish shimmer. This one goes here next to Pink Rose. If you guys have this palette or this bundle, you have to let me know and what you think of it. I have fallen in love with the Sydney Grace formula. It's really, really good. It feels very refined and high quality. Here's the shade Rover. And this one definitely goes here. A couple of these are pretty easy. It's more the mattes that are comparable in shade that are a bit harder for me to differentiate based on Mel's picture. Here is Beyond. This is this one down there for sure. So let's see. This is going to go here. And this is what I'm thinking I got going on. Peyton's Puppy goes up here, I think. I know they have to be close together to fit in this orientation, so, I mean, touching in this way anyway. And Green Mist is the first one. This is the one that really caught my eye. You can see on camera, this is a green-white shift. Really silvery too, very pretty. Anyway, I fell in love with the Sydney Grace formula when I got the first of my two Temptalia palettes. This is the shade Fairy Tale. This one definitely goes there. It's really satisfying to drop them into the palette. Here is Cadet. This goes here, I think. And then this is the shade Honeydew. Oh, this one really caught my eye. Can't wait to play with this guy. Here's Bravo. Definitely goes up top here. This is Green Mango. This is another one. I am a sucker for a green shimmer. Look at this one. This is green with gold flecks in it. Oh, how exciting. That's going to be a lot of fun to play with. So Green Mango, if I can manage not to drop it, goes there. We've got 4 left. Here's Blushed. This one goes here. Beautiful rose. It's a rosy pink, rosy gold, but it's got kind of a bronze hint to it, doesn't it? That's pretty. I thought about swatching these as I went, but honestly, I'm not quite sure how much time I've got, so I want to get this done while I can. Here is Honesty, and that one goes, I believe, here. Is that right? I think that's right. And then finally, the bluish shimmer called Keep It Fun. All right, there. Now let me reference the website and see if there's any indication of the order that these are in. All right, guys, I think I did it right. I think I did it according to Mel's pictures. I think I want them touching. I think. My concern with them touching is that they're gonna overflow into each other when I use them. Like, you'll get some fallout on the shades next to each one because they don't have a palette packaging around them. That's my concern. I'm not sure. If I find that to be an issue, then I'll just spread them out a little bit more. But here you go. A couple initial thoughts. These 1, 2, 3 are too close. This one's more cool tone. This one's more warm tone. This one's cooler, a bit brown. This has some yellow and that has some green. But they're pretty close. And then these 3 pink mattes, again, quite close. Now, my lighting might not be showing you the differences. This one's definitely the darker of the two. These two look almost exactly the same. I'm sorry, I had to reposition. My feet were falling asleep. I know that when Mel designed this bundle, she was only selecting shades that were actually available at the time. She said in her video that she had a bunch of discontinued shadows, which she would have loved to include, but she knew that if you wanted to buy the shadows and create this palette, you wouldn't be able to get them if you didn't already have them. I'm sure that there would have been a few things she would have tweaked otherwise, but this is the final result, and it's quite beautiful, honestly. If I had my druthers, I probably would take out 1 or 2 of these pinkies, 1 or 2 of these more mid-toned brown green leaning neutrals, and I would include a coral, probably a coral shimmer or peach, you know, and a coral matte. And then I think I might include some sort of deep foresty green, because this is the only deeper green matte. And it is almost teal. It's quite blue leaning. Now that works with all these undertones, but I think that instead of 1 or 2 of these more, you know, these much closer shades, it would have been fun to round it out a bit more with 1 or 2 other colors, if that makes sense. But here you go. The In Mel's Memory Bundle inside an Anastasia Beverly Hills magnetic palette, and that's that. So there you have it, guys. Here is my In Mel's Memory Bundle from Sydney Grace Cosmetics. I hadn't touched these yet. As soon as they arrived to my home, all I did was open them up and make sure that I had received the correct shadows. Then I put them back in the boxes until I could assemble them on camera. So I'm really excited to dip into this. I think it's really lovely, and I know it's going to make just beautiful eye looks. I do have a Sydney Grace playlist on my channel featuring 2 Temptalia palettes and the Tropicolor from the Fancy Face. From here on out, anything that I do using the In Mel's Memory Bundle will also be featured on that playlist, and it's going to be linked down below in the description box if you want to see it. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate your time. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing before you go if you like this sort of content and you want to see more. And I look forward to creating another video for you guys. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you next time. Bye!